Hey, good morning, YouTube. Just wanted to take a moment today. I talked a little bit about Secure and a few products, denture adhesive products yesterday, and I wanted to take the time to talk a little bit more in depth about uh, the Fixident Powder. And um, I really like this product. I'm sorry, I don't have my teeth in. I was a little bit of a hurry this morning to get my son off to preschool. I just wanted to pop on here and do this quick review of Fixident Powder because I realized I didn't talk too much about the product yesterday. And I have to say, I really like Fixident Powder. I noticed when my denture was loose just prior to my soft reline, I literally, as long as I follow the directions on the bottle, which is very simple, you wet your denture. You can't apply the powder dry. I tried that. It gave me about a 2 hour hold time, and then my upper plate kept coming loose. So just prior to me using my last video last week, basically, one day I did actually use a Fixident powder and it held. I talked about it a little bit where I had to really rock my upper plate to get it loose from my upper mouth because the adhesive was just so strong. And so what I wanted to talk about today is if you have a loose upper, and let's say you haven't been able to get in to get a soft reline done, you may want to give Fixident powder a try. Even though it has zinc in it, if you're allergic to zinc or have any problems with zinc, you won't, I'm pretty sure not be able, if you do have a zinc allergy, to use any of the Fixident products. Most of them contain zinc in them. I don't know what amount that is. I do know, however, when I put the Fixident powder or um, I don't have the cream that I use on my dentures, but I know if the Polygrip Super Hold does it to me every once in a while, I definitely get that not stinging, but like numbing feeling from the Fixident powder once I initially put it in. It is highly recommended um, by most YouTubers, and I would say the same thing, is that you wait at least 30 minutes before you eat or drink anything. Okay. Once you've applied the adhesive, not even applied, it's really for secure. Secure, you they usually say to wait at least 15 minutes before you eat or drink anything. Typically, I wait a half hour just to give the cream or I have the secure strips, which I haven't tried yet. I'm waiting, like I said in my last video, for my dentures to loosen up a little bit, and I'm going to try and give that a try, but even though I have the soft reline in there. So, like I was saying, I think this Fixident powder may be a good solution. I don't quite remember how much this was at Walmart. If you haven't bought it, I think it was less than $5. Probably about the cost of a tube of Polygrip or Fixident or um, cheaper than Secure. I'll be honest with you there. Secure was quite expensive. It's a great product, and I've used it now successfully in my bottom plate only. I don't use it in my upper plate. I have tried it in the past, but I find that the Poly Grip cream, the Equate brand from Walmart, does a fantastic job, and it's easier to clean out off the roof of my mouth or my where my suction would be. And usually, typically, I'm sorry, I don't have my dentures clean, but usually in the front of the plate, I put a little strip in there in order to hold it up onto my gums here. Because what I'm finding is with my upper plate, even with the soft reline, it slips down and it puts pressure on top of this ridge here. And I have a sore spot actually here, and I have a sore spot on my right side on the upper um, from I'm not sure if it's just the denture is not quite as tight now as when the first day I got my soft reline, and when I eat, it's shifting a little bit. But I'm not eating on my left side. I'm not primarily eating on my right side, like I've mentioned in my previous videos, my previous review. So what I'm thinking is give Fixident Powder a try. I wanted to give a good review for this product. I didn't talk too much about it yesterday. I just talked about how difficult it was for me to get my denture out, my upper plate out with just the Fixident powder. I didn't use any super poly grip, any other cream in there. I just used the powder itself. And it was honestly stuck to the top of my mouth. And this was right before I went in for my soft reline, so my denture was loose. And what I did is I just ran my denture under the water, shook off as much water as I could, and then I applied the powder all on the inside, along the trays and the front and the palate area. So I covered basically the entire upper denture with Fixident powder. And I didn't put a thick amount on there. I shook off, like it suggests, shook off the loose powder off of the upper plate. It was fun trying to clean that out of the sink as well, because the water in the sink, it immediately absorbed, and it took a little bit to clean out the sink. So that's just something to keep in mind. Some people use a paper towel or a sheet of paper to catch that excess powder, and then they'll put it back in the bottle. I didn't choose to do it that way that day. That's a recent method that I've just seen that I may try later in the future if I continue to use a product. I do love the product. I'll be honest with you. It has really good hold. I got an all day hold, and after about 8 hours, I almost needed to use a crowbar to get my upper plate, which was loose at the time before my soft reline. Almost needed a crowbar to get it out. It was so difficult. So I would suggest, if you do have a loose upper plate and you want to try some type of adhesive, try just the powder by itself. I know a lot of people use a mix of the cream and the powder, Secure and the Fixident powder. But other than that tingling feeling on my mouth, that only lasts maybe less than 5 minutes and it goes away. And that might be because of the zinc in the product. I don't think I have an allergy to zinc. Like I've said in previous videos, I had COVID-19, and one of my coworker got it as well. Well, I got it from my coworker, and then when he came back from his time off from COVID, um, I came back. He came back before me. I came back after him. We were talking about COVID at the time and how what my symptoms were and so forth. And he had this, I won't go too in depth in that. It's maybe a separate video. If anybody's interested, just drop a comment, and I can do a review about COVID. It wasn't really that bad. It was almost just like the flu, at least for me. And I'm a diabetic. I have, a lot of autoimmune disorders. So, and I survived it, so I'm getting a little bit off topic here. So, what I was talking about is with the zinc is I take a zinc supplement because it was recommended to take zinc, vitamin D, and vitamin C as a preventive measure for COVID. And that's actually worked for me over the last 2 years, or year and a half, I guess it would be now. And it's been very effective. So I take a zinc supplement. It's not a whole lot of zinc I take. I take the lowest dose I can find at, Walmart or Target or HEB, wherever I go to buy the supplement, I buy the lowest dosage that I can find. Vitamin D as well. Usually I get a calcium and vitamin D mix, and then I take a vitamin C supplement. So that's something you might consider doing. I'm not a medical doctor. I don't work, I was just given this information by my coworker, who said it was, his, I believe it's his girlfriend who was a nurse. They use that typically as a treatment in the hospitals for COVID patients. That's something he started doing. I saw it was very effective, and it really, the after effects of COVID, it really diminished those and got rid of those very quickly, because I know a lot of people suffer from a lot of side effects after COVID, post COVID. So, just taking those three supplements really helped me improve and get back to normal a lot quicker than what I've seen with some other people. So, but yeah, if you're interested in trying the Fixident powder, drop me a comment if you've tried it and you think it works very well. Or tell me, hey, dude, you're completely off base. Fixident powder doesn't work. Or, you know, for me, with my body chemistry, it works very well. It's like super glue, like I say, like I literally glued the plate to the top of my mouth. And it's a little difficult to clean. I'll be honest with you. It's not an easy adhesive to clean off your gums and the palate of your mouth. So what I do is I have to take, this was a suggestion by another YouTuber, and I'm sorry, I don't know your name. You talked about using a washcloth. I made a comment that actually, when I initially started using adhesives, the only way, honestly, that I could get the adhesive off my mouth is to use a washcloth. Now, a dry one, basically, just take a dry wet one and you wipe the top or wipe your gums. Now, you do have to be careful, because I found that the washcloth is so rough. I just bought, I think I talked about this, about an 18 pack of washcloths to use for, specifically for the denture adhesive removal. It was like $6.44 at Walmart. Great thing to have at the house if you're using adhesive, and you have use, even if I use a little bit of super hold polygrip, I still need, because I put 6 dots on my upper palate, put my denture in, and I push up on it. At the end of the day, some of the polygrip has dried, some of it hasn't. Some of it stays like a gel substance, and then some of it's dry, right? And I think that's just my body chemistry. You may have a different experience with the polygrip. And so I have to use the washcloth to wipe out as much as I can, either off my gums. If it gets on my gums, I have to wipe that off, wipe down my palate, and then I take a firm toothbrush, and usually some type of mouthwash works very well. Swish your mouth out with first swish your mouth out with the mouthwash. I have a non-fluoride toothpaste because my son doesn't like it. It's a children's toothpaste that I buy, Tom's, that I bought for him. He doesn't like the flavor of it. So since I don't have teeth anymore, I figure I don't need a fluoride toothpaste. So I've been using this toothpaste actually to clean my mouth. And if you think I should use a fluoride toothpaste, drop me a comment, because I don't, I'm new to the denture game. I'm not gonna lie to anybody, I'm brand new, but there's a lot of interest in my channel, and that's why I continue to make videos. I did want to review, like I say, the Fixident powder. You use that toothbrush, some mouthwash, some toothpaste, and you'll be able to get that adhesive off of your palate and your gums. It's really, it'll take a little bit of time to clean, but you'll be able to get it off. I even have divots in my extraction sites. With a brush, I can just go over those really softly. Rinse the toothbrush, go back over them, rinse the toothbrush, go back over them, and it'll get all that gunk out of there. And then once I'm done, I gargle with the mouthwash again, usually for a couple minutes actually, and then spit it out, and that's usually pretty good for me. Um, so that's my review of Fixident. I just wanted to jump on here and make a quick video. I had a little bit of time this morning. It's been on my mind because I know I didn't talk too much about the Fixident powder yesterday in my review. Mostly that was the secure comfort strips and the new cleaning tablets that I found that will remove the secure from your dentures or your plates is what I was going to say. And I haven't seen any reviews on YouTube about those two products or anybody talking about them. So I definitely wanted to make that video yesterday, but then I got long, and I ended up talking about some different products, and I just wanted to specifically talk about this Fixident powder. I'm going to try and get a good thing. I've showed this to you a few times now, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Fantastic product. I think it would work really well with somebody who has issues with a loose upper plate. Okay. Well, thank you, YouTube, for stopping by. Like I always like to sign off. You know, if you're pre-dentures, you're looking at my videos, trying to figure out, you know, what's the best product, what's the best adhesive. If you're pre-dentures, please look at your options. Don't just make dentures your one and only option, okay? It's going to cost you about the same to get a root canal or go find a dental school or a low-cost dentist in your area and get your teeth fixed, okay? Don't make dentures really your first option is all I'm saying. That's all I keep saying anyway. And if you have your natural teeth, I plan sometime this week to make a video about oral hygiene. And I'm going to try and make it a focus on you pre-dentures and then try and do it post-dentures. I need to do a little bit more basic research about you know what's available online, because I'm going to do it like a screen capture and show you some of the websites that you can go to in order to find this information for yourself. Okay, so that's just a little you know preview of potentially what's coming down the line, so be on the lookout for that. And I appreciate everybody who's taken the time to look at my videos, support me. Like I said, I don't do this for money. I'm just doing this to get some information out there for everybody that I feel is missing in the denture world, you know, in the denture adventure here. So I really appreciate everybody who's subscribed, you know, and who's watched my videos so far. And really gives me a lot of encouragement, and you know, to continue to do what I'm doing. And what I am doing is hopefully working, and it's positive, you know. So I'll sign off because this video is getting a little bit longer than I really wanted it to. And as you know, I have a tendency to ramble like I am right now. So I'm going to end right here, and I'm just going to say, if you have them, please take the time to floss them. It costs you less than 2 cents a day, less than a penny a day, possibly to save your natural teeth. Get that plaque out of your teeth. Get a good mouthwash. Get a cheap toothbrush. It doesn't have to be a $10, $20 water pick, nothing like that. You don't need any of that. All you need is a 1 cent, less than 1 cent floss, and it will save your natural teeth. You know, some dentists don't talk about. I was talking to my wife about it yesterday, kind of doing my little diatribe on that, and she agrees with me. So I'm assuming a lot of people agree with me because you keep watching my videos. So take care, YouTube, and you have a wonderful day. I hope everybody's healthy and happy, and that today is Monday, and you're going to have a great Monday. Take care, YouTube. Thanks for stopping by.